Texas, December 1945.
Go.
Snow is falling.
Wow, real cow
This is
drive.
rare for
That's
these parts.
incredible.
The kind of rare that makes
He's
old
looking good
ranchers
today.
look up at the
Yes,
sky and
much
shake their
calmer now.
heads. On the platform of Hereford Station, a man stands alone. His name is Jack Brennan, and his calloused hands are shaking. He holds a worn Stetson hat. The black felt is faded now, softened by years of sun and sweat. This hat belonged to his son. His boy David wore it the day he left for war, tipping the brim at his mother, promising to come home. David never did. Normandy took him along with thousands of other American sons. But today Jack waits, not for David. That miracle won't happen. He waits for someone else, someone who just 6 months ago he would have called enemy. The train whistle screams through the cold air. Steam billows white against the gray sky. The locomotive grinds to a halt, metal shrieking against metal. Jack's heart hammers in his chest like a piston. Then he sees her. A young woman steps down from the passenger car. She wears a U.S. Army nurse uniform, crisp and official. Her blonde hair is longer than he remembers, pulled back in a practical bun. She's thin, too thin, but her eyes scan the platform with the same fierce determination he knows so well. When those eyes find him, they light up like stars breaking through storm clouds. Anna, she runs. Not a ladylike walk, but a full sprint across the wooden platform. Behind her, an elderly woman struggles with a suitcase, but Anna doesn't slow down. She crashes into Jack Brennan like a wave hitting shore, and this hardened rancher, this man who survived the trenches of France and broke wild mustangs without flinching, wraps his arms around her and weeps. He weeps like he hasn't wept since they told him David was gone. What could make a Texas cowboy cry? The answer starts 6 months earlier with a different arrival, a different kind of tears. July 1944. The war in Europe is grinding toward its bloody conclusion. In West Texas, the sun beats down on red dirt roads like the hammer of God. A military bus kicks up dust as it rolls through the gate of Camp Hereford. Inside that bus, 28 German women sit in silence. They are prisoners of war, enemies of the United States of America. They expected barbed wire. They expected guard towers and machine guns and cold-eyed soldiers who would treat them like the enemy they are. They expected hunger and cruelty and maybe death. Instead, they see cowboys, real cowboys. Men on horseback wearing wide-brimmed hats, their faces tanned dark by the Texas sun. These men guide cattle across open grassland, swinging ropes in lazy circles, singing songs that drift on the hot wind. One of them tips his hat toward the bus as it passes, a gesture so casual it seems impossible, as if welcoming guests, not enemies. Inside the bus, a young woman named Anna Richter presses her face against the dusty window. Her lips form words in German. Mein Gott, ist das ein Film, my God? Is this a movie? She had been told America was the enemy, a nation of capitalist gluttons, weak and decadent, destined to fall before the might of the Third Reich. But the propaganda never mentioned this. Cowboys, endless sky, freedom that you could taste in the air like rain about to fall. Then another smell reaches them. It cuts through the dust in diesel fumes, unmistakable and impossible. Bacon, real bacon frying somewhere in that camp. Not the ersatz meat paste they ate in Germany, not the sawdust sausages that turned your stomach. Actual pork hickory smoked, crisped to perfection. One of the women whispers, "Das ist unmöglich." That's impossible. But Anna Richter knows better. She learned long ago that impossible is just another word for unexpected. At 24 years old, she has already seen her world end. Dresden, the city of her birth, reduced to ashes by Allied bombers. Her father, Major Heinrich Richter, vanished into the chaos of war. Her mother's status unknown, somewhere in the smoke and ruins of a collapsing Reich. Anna became a Red Cross nurse because it was the only way to stay human in an inhuman war. She bandaged wounded soldiers, German and Italian, and even a few Allied prisoners. She held their hands as they died, boys of 18 and 19, calling for mothers who would never hear them. She learned that war doesn't make heroes. It just makes corpses. Then the Allies took Tunisia. Anna's field hospital was captured. Instead of execution, she was shipped across the Atlantic Ocean in the belly of a transport ship packed with other prisoners. 3 weeks of darkness and sickness and fear. Then America, then Texas, and now bacon. The bus stops. The engine ticks as it cools. Through the window, Anna can see the camp. It's nothing like she expected. There are fences, yes, But inside those fences, she sees men playing cards under a tree. She sees a vegetable garden. She sees what looks like a baseball diamond. An American captain steps onto the bus. He's maybe 40 with iron gray hair and eyes that have seen too much. But when he speaks, his voice is firm and somehow kind. "Ladies," he says in slow, clear English, "my name is Captain Morrison. You are prisoners of war of the United States Army. But you are also human beings, and in America we believe in certain things." He pauses, making sure they understand. Most of these women speak some English. Anna speaks it well. Her father insisted she learn back when learning English was still legal in Germany. Under the Geneva Convention, you have rights. You will work. You will be paid small wages. You will receive medical care. You will be treated with dignity. That last part is important. Dignity. It's what separates us from those we fight. When the women look at each other confused, dignity prisoners have no dignity. Prisoners are livestock to be used and discarded. That's what war teaches. But Captain Morrison isn't finished. Texas needs workers. Our boys are overseas fighting for freedom. The ranches and farms that feed this nation need hands. Your hands. You'll work 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. You'll earn 80 cents a day. The Army keeps it, but you can buy small items from the commissary. Soap, paper, stamps to write home. Write home. As if home still exists. He looks directly at Anna. Something in his gaze makes her sit straighter. "You are the enemy," he says quietly. "But you are also women far from home, scared and uncertain. We will not forget the first. But we will honor the second. That's the American way." Then he leaves. The women sit in stunned silence. Finally, someone starts crying. Then another. Then all of them, tears of relief and confusion, and something that might be hope. That first night at Camp Hereford, Anna lies on a bunk with clean sheets. Clean sheets. She can't remember the last time she slept on clean sheets. Through the window of the barracks, she can see stars. Real stars, thousands of them, glittering in the enormous Texas sky. In Germany, the stars were hidden by smoke and searchlights in bomber contrails. Here they shine like promises. The woman in the next bunk whispers, "Why are they being kind?" Anna has no answer. She only knows what her father once told her back when she was a girl, and the world made sense. Anna Bagyadeda, he said, the true measure of a nation is not how it treats its friends, it's how it treats its enemies. America, it seems, treats its enemies with bacon and clean sheets and dignity. The next morning comes early, 5 o'clock, and already the Texas sun is threatening violence. A sergeant walks through the barracks, voice loud but not cruel. "Up and at 'em, ladies. Breakfast in 20 minutes. If you're late, you don't eat." Anna dresses quickly in her gray prison uniform. It's stiff and ugly and marks her as enemy. But it's clean. That matters more than she expected. The mess hall is a simple building, wooden and functional. But when Anna steps inside, the smell hits her like a physical force. Eggs. Real eggs, scrambled yellow and steaming. Bacon, thick cut and glistening with fat. Biscuits, golden brown, split and buttered. Coffee so strong the aroma could wake the dead. Orange juice. Grits with butter pooling in the center. This is more food than Anna has seen in 6 months. Maybe a year. She takes her tray and sits with the other German women. They eat in silence, too overwhelmed to speak. Anna takes a bite of bacon. The salt, the smoke, the richness of the pork fat. It explodes across her tongue. Despite herself, despite everything, tears form in her eyes. An American guard notices. He's young, maybe 20, with a face that hasn't quite hardened into a soldier's mask yet. "First time with real bacon, huh?" Anna nods, not trusting her voice. The young soldier smiles. It's not a cruel smile, just human. "Welcome to Texas, ma'am." That afternoon, Captain Morrison calls Anna into his office. The room is spare but neat. A desk, 2 chairs, an American flag in the corner. On the wall, a map of Texas with red pins marking the various POW work camps scattered across the vast state. "Richter," Morrison says, shuffling papers. "You speak English better than the others. That's useful. I'm assigning you to a ranch about 50 miles west. The Lazy Bee, owned by a man named Jack Brennan. 8 of you will go. You'll help with cattle, horses, general ranch work." He looks up and his eyes are serious. "Brennan's a good man, fair but tough. He's also a veteran. Great war, same as your father was. Anna's heart skips. You know about my father. I know his name was in your file. Major Heinrich Richter, Bavarian Infantry. Distinguished service record. Morrison pauses. I also know he's listed as deceased, executed actually. August 8th, I'm sorry. The room tilts. Anna grips the edge of the desk. Executed. But why he was a soldier, not a criminal? Morrison's face softens with something that might be pity. I can't say more. There's a letter for you from the Red Cross. I was going to wait, but maybe you should have it now. Might help, might not. He slides an envelope across the desk. Anna stares at it like it's a snake. Her father is dead. That much she knows. But executed, pray you? I'll give you privacy, Morrison says, standing. Read it here, take your time. When you're ready, the truck leaves at 1400 hours. Then he's gone, and Anna is alone with the letter that will change everything. Her hands shake as she opens it. The paper inside is thin, official Red Cross stationery. The words blur and focus, blur and focus. Dear Miss Richter, we regret to inform you that Major Heinrich Richter was executed by the German government on August 8, 1944, for his participation in the July 20th assassination attempt against Adolf Hitler. Your father died a hero of conscience. His last words were, "Tell Anna to live free. Your mother is safe in Switzerland. Address enclosed." Anna reads it 3 times, then a fourth. The words don't change. Her father tried to kill Hitler. Her father who taught her to question, to think, to never follow orders blindly. Her father who turned off the radio when the Führer spoke. Her father who whispered that Germany was committing suicide and taking the world with it. Her father was part of the July 20 plot. The attempt to assassinate the madman who had destroyed their country, their lives, their future. And for that, her father died. Anna folds the letter carefully, puts it in her pocket. Then she stands, walks to the small window, and looks out at the Texas landscape. So much space, so much sky, so much freedom. Tell Anna to live free. She understands now. This isn't punishment. This is opportunity. Her father died so she could have this chance to live, to be free, to become something new. At 1400 hours, she climbs into the back of an army truck with 7 other German women. They bounce along dirt roads, dust billowing behind them like a signal fire. Anna doesn't speak. She watches the landscape roll past. Endless grassland. Windmills turning slowly in the hot wind. Cattle that look like toys from this distance, scattered across plains that stretch to the horizon. One of the women, a doctor named Elsa Weber, sits beside her. What did the letter say? Elsa asks quietly in German. That my father was a hero, Anna replies, and that I have to be worthy of his sacrifice. Elsa nods. She understands. They all understand. In this truck, they are all daughters of a broken nation trying to survive in the land of their enemies. After an hour of driving, the truck turns onto a smaller road. A wooden sign marks the entrance, Lazy Bee Ranch. Beyond it, the land opens up into what looks like a painting. A ranch house, low and weathered by wind and time. Barns and corrals, horses grazing in a pasture. And in the distance, more cattle than Anna can count. The truck stops. The engine dies. In the sudden silence, Anna can hear wind through grass, the creak of a windmill, the whinny of a horse. Then a man steps off the porch. He's tall, maybe 6'2", lean as a fence post. His age is hard to guess. Could be 45, could be 55. The sun has carved his face into something weathered and permanent. He wears a faded denim shirt, sleeves rolled to the elbows, revealing forearms roped with muscle and scarred from decades of hard work. His jeans are worn but clean. His boots are scuffed leather, dusty and practical. But it's the hat that Anna notices most. A Stetson black sweat-stained around the band shaped by years of sun and rain and wind. This is not a costume. This is a working hat, a tool as essential as the rope coiled on his hip. This is Jack Brennan. He looks at the 8 German women for a long moment. His eyes are blue-gray, the color of distant storms. His jaw is tight. When he speaks, his voice is gravelly, roughened by decades of shouting commands over wind and cattle. My name's Jack Brennan. You can call me Mr. Brennan or Tex. Most folks do. You're here to work, not vacation. I'll treat you fair if you work fair, but you need to know something. He pauses. The silence stretches. My boy died on a beach in France 3 months ago, fighting your people. So I ain't gonna be friendly, but I will be fair. That's all I got to offer. The words land like stones. Anna feels them in her chest. This man's son is dead because of Germany, because of her country, because of the war that took everything from everyone. But there's something else in his voice, not just anger, something deeper, grief, yes, but also a kind of tired honor. He made a promise to someone Anna can tell, and he's keeping it even though it's killing him inside. A woman appears from the house. She's maybe 48 with graying brown hair pulled back in a bun. Her dress is simple, practical. Her hands carry a tray with glasses of water and cornbread wrapped in cloth. But her eyes are empty, not cruel, just absent, like she's looking through the world instead of at it. This is Sarah Brennan, Jack's wife, David's mother. She hands out the water glasses one by one, mechanical, silent. When she reaches Anna, their eyes meet for just a second. In that second, Anna sees an ocean of grief. This woman has not just lost her son, she has lost herself. Anna takes the glass. Thank you, Mrs. Brennan. Sarah flinches at the German accent. Her hand trembles, but she nods barely and continues down the line. When she's done, she walks back into the house without a word. Jack watches his wife disappear. For just a moment, his face cracks. Then he sets it hard again. Follow me. I'll show you the bunkhouse. They walk past the main house, past a barn that smells of hay and horse and leather. Behind it sits a smaller building, wooden with 4 windows and a simple door. Inside are 8 bunks, 4 on each side. Clean blankets folded at the foot of each bed. A small wood stove for winter, shelves for belongings. It's simple, but it's clean, and it's more than a prison has any right to be. You'll work dawn to afternoon 6 days a week, Jack says. Sundays off. You can go to church in town if you want supervised. You'll eat breakfast and dinner with us at the main house. Lunch is in the field. Any questions? Anna raises her hand, hesitant. Jack nods at her. Mr. Brennan, what kind of work will we do? Ranch work, herding cattle, mending fence, feeding horses, whatever needs doing. You ever ride a horse? Anna shakes her head. None of them have. Then you'll learn. Can't work a ranch without riding. Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. we start. For tonight, rest. Privy's out back. Wash basin in the corner. My wife will bring dinner at 6. He turns to leave, then stops. Turns back. One more thing. You see that hat rack by the door? They nod. Tomorrow morning, there'll be hats hanging there for each of you. Work hats. In Texas, you can't work cattle without a hat. Sun'll kill you otherwise. When you put on that hat, you ain't prisoners no more. You are ranch hands. Act accordingly. Then he's gone, boots crunching on gravel as he walks back to the main house. The women stand in silence. Finally, Elsa speaks. He's testing us, she says in German. The hats. He wants to see if we'll wear them. Of course we'll wear them, another woman says. We have no choice. But Anna understands. It's not about choice. It's about acceptance. If they wear those hats, they're accepting his authority, accepting their place in this strange new world, accepting that at least here they can be something other than enemy. That night, Anna can't sleep. She lies on her bunk staring at the wooden ceiling. Through the window, she can see the stars again. So many stars. In Dresden, before the bombs, she used to make wishes on stars. Childish, but comforting. She thinks about her father, Major Heinrich Richter, who taught her to ride a bicycle and solve equations and question everything, who read her stories about knights and honor and doing right even when it's hard, who died trying to save Germany from itself. Tell Anna to live free. She thinks about David Brennan, who she never met, a boy who died on a beach in Normandy, killed by German machine guns. Maybe even guns manned by boys she had nursed in field hospitals. The grotesque symmetry of war. She thinks about Jack Brennan standing on that porch, grief carved into every line of his face, keeping a promise to a dead son. And she thinks about tomorrow. 5 a.m., cowboy hats, horses, a new life in a new world. At some point, exhaustion wins. She sleeps. When she wakes, it's still dark. But through the window, she can see the faint gray of coming dawn. The other women are stirring. Someone lights a lantern. By the door, just as Jack promised, hang 8 hats. They're not fancy, just simple strawwork hats, wide-brimmed and practical. But they represent something larger. A choice, an identity. Anna walks to the rack and picks up a hat. It's too big for her, but adjustable. She places it on her head, ties the cord under her chin, looks at herself in the small mirror on the wall. A German nurse wearing an American cowboy hat. It should look ridiculous, but somehow it doesn't. Somehow it looks like a beginning. The other women follow. One by one they put on the hats. Some laugh nervously, others cry quietly, but they all do it. When they step outside, the Texas sky is turning pink and gold. The air is cool, but the promise of heat hangs in it like a threat. Jack Brennan is already up, standing by the corral waiting. When he sees them in those hats, something shifts in his face. Not a smile, but maybe the ghost of one. "All right then," he says. "Let's see if we can make cowboys out of you Germans. Follow me." He leads them to the barn. Inside, 8 horses are already saddled. They're quarter horses, sturdy and calm, chosen for their gentle temperament. Jack walks to the first one, a bay mare with kind eyes. "This here's Liberty," he says, patting the horse's neck. 15 hands, 6 years old. Gentle as they come. She'll be yours, Richter. He looks at Anna. "You speak English best. You'll learn first. Rest of you watch. Then you try." Anna approaches Liberty slowly. The horse is enormous up close, all muscle and heat and life. Liberty turns her head, studying Anna with one large brown eye. "Put your hand out," Jack instructs. "Let her smell you. Horses need to know who you are before they trust you." Anna extends her hand, trembling. Liberty's breath is warm on her palm. Then the horse nuzzles her hand, soft and curious. Something in Anna's chest cracks open. When was the last time any living thing looked at her without fear or hate? When was the last time anything trusted her? Tears come. She can't stop them. They spill down her cheeks, hot and unexpected. Jack sees but says nothing. He just adjusts the stirrup and hands Anna the reins. "Pain ain't weakness, girl," he says quietly. "Crying ain't shame. Now get on up. Foot in the stirrup, grab the horn, swing your leg over. That's it." Anna climbs up. It's awkward, clumsy, but she makes it. Suddenly, she's sitting on a horse 8 feet off the ground, and the world looks different from up here. Liberty shifts her weight. Anna gasps, gripping the saddle horn with white knuckles. "Easy," Jack says. "Don't fight her. Feel her. Breathe with her. A horse and rider gotta be partners, not master and slave. Out here, trust matters more than force." Anna tries. She closes her eyes, feels Liberty's warmth beneath her, feels the horse's breathing steady and calm, tries to match it with her own. "Good," Jack says. "Now pick up the reins. Not too tight. You ain't trying to control her. You're trying to guide her. There's a difference." Anna picks up the reins, leather worn smooth by countless hands. She holds them gently. "Now give her a little nudge with your heels. Just a gentle squeeze. Tell her you want to move." Anna does. Liberty takes a step, then another, and suddenly, impossibly, they're walking. Anna Richter, daughter of Dresden, enemy of America, is riding a horse across a Texas ranch. "That's it," Jack says, walking beside them. "You're doing fine. Keep breathing. Keep feeling. The horse knows when you're scared. She'll match your energy. You stay calm, she stays calm." They walk around the corral, one lap, then another. With each step, Anna feels something changing. The fear loosens its grip. The tension in her shoulders eases. She begins to feel the rhythm of Liberty's gait, the gentle rocking motion. By the 3rd lap, she's almost relaxed. "All right," Jack says. "Bring her to a stop. Just gentle pressure on the reins. Tell her you're done for now." Anna pulls back slightly. Liberty stops, responsive and smooth. Jack nods. "Not bad for your first time. Tomorrow we'll work on turning and trotting. For now, dismount. Left foot out of the stirrup. Swing your leg back over. That's it. Good." Anna slides down. Her legs are shaky. Her heart is pounding. But she's smiling. Actually smiling. She realizes Jack is watching her. His expression is complicated, sad and surprised and something else. "You're a natural," he says. Then quieter. "My boy David loved horses. Started riding at 4 years old. By the time he was 10, he could outride any cowboy in 3 counties. The mention of David hangs in the air like smoke. "I'm sorry about your son, Mr. Brennan," Anna says. The words feel inadequate, but they're all she has. Jack's jaw tightens. For a moment, she thinks he won't respond. Then he says something that changes everything. Richter, that name mean anything special to you? It's my father's name. Why? Jack turns Liberty back toward the stable. Over his shoulder, he says, I knew a German officer in the Great War. Heinrich Richter, Bavarian infantry. We were enemies one day, shared a cigarette in a Christmas truce the next. He was a good man, honest enemy. Rare thing. That your father? Anna's world tilts on its axis. Yes, that was my father. Major Heinrich Richter. Jack stops, turns, looks at her for a long, searching moment. Then you come from good people, he says finally. Your daddy was a soldier, not a fanatic. There's a difference. He understood honor. That counts for something. He walks away, leading Liberty back to her stall. Anna stands frozen in the dusty corral, the Texas sun rising higher, burning away the cool of morning. This man whose son her country killed just called her father honorable. In that moment, something fundamental shifts. This isn't just survival. This is a chance to become something new, to honor her father's last words, to live free. The rest of that first week passes in a blur of new experiences. Anna and the other women learn to ride, though none are as quick as Anna. They learn to herd cattle, to repair fence, to read the land and sky for signs of weather. Their hands blister, then callous. Their skin burns, then tans. Their muscles ache, then strengthen. Jack Brennan is a hard teacher, but a fair one. He expects much, but gives much in return. When one of the women, a girl barely 20 named Margaret, struggles to mount her horse, Jack spends an extra hour working with her until she gets it. When Elsa cuts her hand on barbed wire, he personally drives her to the town doctor and pays the bill himself. At night, they eat dinner at the Brennan table. At first, it's awkward and silent. Jack speaks little. Sarah speaks not at all, moving through the motions of serving food like a ghost. But the food itself is generous. Beef stew, cornbread, vegetables from Sarah's garden, strong coffee, pie on Sundays. Anna watches Sarah Brennan carefully. This woman who has not spoken since they arrived, whose eyes are windows into a grief so profound it has swallowed everything else. Anna recognizes that look. She wore it herself after learning about her father. One evening after dinner, Anna helps clear the dishes. She does it without being asked, just picks up plates and carries them to the kitchen. Sarah stands at the sink, washing in silence. Mrs. Brennan, Anna says quietly, I know I cannot ease your pain, but I want you to know I am sorry. For your son, for this war, for everything. Sarah's hands stop moving in the soapy water. She stands very still. For a long moment, Anna thinks she won't respond at all. Then Sarah turns. Her eyes are red, but there's something in them now. Recognition, maybe. Or just exhaustion, finally cracking. You lost someone too, Sarah says. Her voice is rusty from disuse. I can see it in you. The same emptiness. It's the first time Sarah has spoken since they arrived. Anna nods. My father, he died trying to stop the madness. He failed. Sarah dries her hands on her apron. She looks at Anna, really looks for the first time. My David died on that beach, Sarah says slowly, painfully. And I wanted to die with him. Part of me did. But Jack won't let me. He made me a promise. Keep living, keep the ranch running, honor David by not giving up. She touches Anna's hand, brief and light. Maybe that's what we do now, Sarah says. Keep living. For them. From that night on, Sarah speaks a little more each day. Not much, but enough. The ghost becomes a person again, slowly, painfully, but real. And Jack notices. Anna sees him watching his wife at dinner, hope and fear warring on his weathered face. This German girl, this enemy's daughter, has done something he couldn't do. She's brought his wife back from the edge of the void. On Saturday evening of that first week after the day's work is done, Jack finds Anna brushing Liberty in the stable. The light is golden through the barn doors, dust motes dancing in the air. The smell of hay and horse and leather is comforting, now familiar. Richter, Jack says, got something for you. He holds out a pair of boots, not the ill-fitting things she's been wearing. Real cowboy boots, worn but well-made hand-stitched leather. These were my son's, Jack says, his work boots. The fancy ones are buried with him. But these got life left in them, and your feet are about his size. Try them on. Anna stares at the boots. This is more than clothing. This is handing over a piece of David Brennan, a piece of a father's grief. Sir, I cannot take these. They're too precious. That's exactly why you should take them, Jack says firmly. Boots are meant to be worn. David would want someone to use them, someone who works hard, someone who's learning what it means to be a cowboy. Anna takes the boots with trembling hands. She sits on a hay bale and pulls them on. They fit perfectly. The leather is soft shaped by David's feet and now shaping to hers. Jack watches silent. Then he says something that will echo through the years to come. You're a good worker, Anna. Better than some men I've hired. You listen, you learn, you don't complain. That's the cowboy way. My boy would have respected that. It's the first time he's called her by her first name. Not Richter, Anna. She stands testing the boots. They feel right, like they belong. Thank you, Mr. Brennan. I'll honor them. And him. Jack nods. I believe you will. He turns to leave, then stops. One more thing. Tomorrow's Sunday. My wife wants to go to church in town. First time since David died. She wants you to come with us. You don't have to, but I think it would mean something to her. Anna understands. Sarah is reaching out, trying to connect, using Anna as a bridge back to the world of the living. I'll come, Anna says. I'd be honored. That night, Anna writes in a small journal she bought from the camp commissary. The first entry reads, Day 7 in Texas. My hands are blistered. My back aches. I am sunburned and exhausted, but I am also alive. More alive than I've been since Dresden burned. Mr. Brennan gave me his son's boots today. I will wear them with honor. I will prove that I am worthy of the second chance America has given me. Father, if you can hear me beyond the grave, I am living free, just as you wanted. She closes the journal and looks out the window. The stars are bright. The night is vast. And somewhere in that vastness, Anna Richter is finding something she thought she'd lost forever. Hope. Sunday morning arrives with a quiet that feels almost sacred. Anna wakes before dawn habit now, but there's no work bell. Through the window, the Texas sky is pale lavender, promising heat, but offering this brief moment of coolness. She dresses carefully in her cleanest prison uniform, gray and stark, the only thing she has that might pass for church clothes. The boots, David's boots. She pulls them on and they feel like armor, like protection, like belonging. When she steps outside, Jack and Sarah are waiting by a dusty Ford truck, old but well-maintained. Sarah wears a navy dress with small flowers, her hair pinned up properly. She looks almost like a woman again instead of a ghost. Jack wears a white shirt actually ironed and a string tie. His Stetson is brushed clean. Morning, Anna, Sarah says. Her voice is still quiet, still fragile, but it's there. Real. Morning, Mrs. Brennan. The drive to Hereford takes 30 minutes. The truck rumbles over dirt roads past other ranches, past fields where oil derricks pump like giant mechanical birds drinking from the earth. Jack drives in silence, one hand on the wheel, the other resting on the open window frame. Sarah sits between them, her hands folded in her lap. You should know, Jack says finally, folks in town might not be friendly. You being German and all, some lost boys overseas, some still got boys fighting. Don't take it personal. Just keep your head up and your dignity intact. Anna nods. She expected this. Hatred is easier than understanding. She knows that better than most. Hereford is a small town, maybe 2,000 souls built around one main street with a grain elevator at one end and a church at the other. The Methodist church is white-clapboard, simple and honest with a bell tower that catches the morning sun. People are gathering outside, men in their Sunday best, women in modest dresses, children scrubbed clean and squirming. When Jack's truck pulls up, conversations stop. Heads turn, eyes narrow. Anna can feel the weight of their stares. She's wearing an enemy uniform to an American church, in a town that has sent its sons to die fighting her people. The audacity of it burns in her chest, but she lifts her chin. Dignity, Jack said. She can manage that much. They walk toward the church entrance, Jack on one side of Sarah, Anna on the other. A human shield of stubborn decency. An older woman approaches. She's maybe 60, with steel gray hair and a face carved by years of hard prairie wind. She looks at Anna with eyes like flint. Jack Brennan, she says, you bring a Nazi to God's house. The word Nazi hits like a slap. Anna flinches but doesn't retreat. Jack's voice goes cold and flat. Mrs. Henderson, this is Anna Richter. She works my ranch. She's a Christian woman seeking worship. Last I checked, the Lord don't ask for passports at the door. Mrs. Henderson's mouth presses into a thin line. But before she can respond, a man steps forward. He wears a sheriff's badge on his chest and authority in his bearing. This is Tom Garrett, 55 years old, with the kind of face that has seen too much and forgiven too little. Jack, Sheriff Garrett says, you mind telling me what you're thinking? I'm thinking it's Sunday, Tom, and I'm taking my family to church. Your family, Garrett's voice rises. This girl ain't your family. She's the enemy. Her people killed your boy. My boy died in the Pacific fighting her allies, and you parade her around like she belongs here. The gathering crowd murmurs. Some nod in agreement. Others look uncomfortable. A few seem curious, waiting to see how this plays out. Jack steps forward. He's 3 inches taller than Garrett and 20 pounds heavier, but his voice stays level controlled. My son died fighting for freedom, Tom. Freedom means something. It means we don't become the thing we're fighting against. It means we treat prisoners with dignity. It means we judge people by their actions, not their accidents of birth. Pretty words, Garrett snaps, but that don't bring David back. That don't bring my boy back. No, Jack says quietly. Nothing brings them back. I know that better than anyone. But I made David a promise before he shipped out. He said, don't hate them all, Dad. Most of them are just scared kids like me. And I promised him I'd try. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying. The silence that follows is profound. Anna can hear the wind moving through the cottonwood trees, can hear a baby crying somewhere, can hear her own heartbeat pounding in her ears. Then a voice cuts through the tension. An older man in clerical collar steps from the church doorway. This is Father Patrick O'Brien, 60 years old, with the kind of face that has absorbed joy and sorrow in equal measure and somehow kept smiling. Gentlemen, Father Patrick says, his Irish brogue still thick after 40 years in America. I spent 2 years in French trenches. Killed 3 Germans hand to hand. Carried that weight for 26 years. Then I became a priest. You know what I learned? He walks down the steps straight to Anna, looks her in the eye. I learned God doesn't see uniforms. He sees souls. And this young woman's soul looks mighty heavy to me, carrying grief same as the rest of us. He turns to the crowd. War makes enemies. Peace makes neighbors. If we want peace, we got to start somewhere. Might as well start in church. He offers Anna his arm. Come on, child, let's go meet the Lord together. Anna takes his arm, her hand trembling. They walk into the church, Jack and Sarah following. Behind them, the crowd parts. Some follow. Others turn away. Sheriff Garrett stands frozen, jaw tight, fists clenched. Inside the church is cool and dim. Wooden pews worn smooth by generations. Sunlight through simple windows, painting blocks of gold on the floor. The smell of old hymnals and furniture polish, and something indefinably sacred. Anna sits between Sarah and Father Patrick. The service begins. They sing hymns. She knows some of them from her childhood in Dresden before the world went mad. The same God, she realizes. The same songs, just different languages. Father Patrick's sermon is about the Good Samaritan, about helping your enemy when he's wounded by the roadside, about love transcending tribal loyalty. His eyes find Anna several times during the telling. She understands. This sermon is for the congregation, but it's also for her. After the service, some people approach. An older woman brings Sarah a casserole, awkward but kind. A veteran with one arm missing shakes Jack's hand, says nothing but nods with understanding. A young mother lets her daughter give Anna a flower, a prairie wildflower, yellow and brave. But Sheriff Garrett leaves without a word, and Anna knows she's made an enemy there. Some wounds are too fresh for healing. The ride back to the ranch is quiet but not uncomfortable. Sarah holds Anna's hand briefly. Jack dries with something that might be satisfaction on his weathered face. You did good today, he says. Took courage to walk in there. Most folks would have run. I've been more scared, Anna replies. Bombs falling on Dresden, watching soldiers die. This was just people. People can be scarier than bombs, Jack says. Bombs just destroy. People judge. And judgment cuts deeper. That afternoon, Anna works with Liberty in the corral. The horse has become her refuge, her confidant. She tells Liberty things she can't tell anyone else. About her father. about Dresden in flames, about the strange guilt of being alive when so many are dead. Liberty listens with patient brown eyes and says nothing. It's perfect. Jack appears at the fence, watching. After a while, he climbs over and walks to Anna. I got something else for you, he says. He holds out an envelope. Captain Morrison gave this to me a few days back. Said it was from the Red Cross, about your father. I've been holding it, waiting for the right time. After today, I think you're ready. Anna's heart stops. Another letter. More news about her father's death. She's not sure she can bear it, but she takes the envelope. Jack doesn't leave. He stands there solid and present. You want privacy? He asks. No, Anna says. Please stay. She opens it with shaking hands, unfolds the single page, reads, Dear Miss Richter, we regret to inform you that Major Heinrich Richter was executed by the German government on August 8, 1944, for his participation in the July 20th assassination attempt against Adolf Hitler. Your father died a hero of conscience. His last words were, Tell Anna to live free. Your mother is safe in Switzerland. Address enclosed. The Red Cross stands ready to help facilitate contact. The world tilts sideways. Anna reads it again and again. The words don't change. Her father tried to kill Hitler. Her father who taught her to question everything. Who whispered that the Nazis were destroying Germany's soul. Who said that following orders without conscience makes you complicit in evil. Her father was part of the plot. The July 20th conspiracy. Colonels and majors and generals who tried to end the madness from within. They failed. And Hitler had them all killed. 5,000 people executed for one failed bomb. Her father was a traitor to Nazi Germany. Her father was a hero to humanity. Anna's legs give out. She sits in the dirt, the letter clutched in her hands. Liberty nuzzles her shoulder, concerned. Jack kneels beside her. What is it? Anna can barely speak. My father, he tried to kill Hitler. He was part of the assassination plot. They executed him for it. Jack goes very still. Then he does something Anna never expected. He sits in the dirt beside her, this proud cowboy, and puts his arm around her shoulders. Then your daddy died fighting tyranny, Jack says quietly. That's about the most American thing I ever heard, even if he wore a German uniform. But he failed, Anna chokes out. He died for nothing. Hitler's still alive. The war goes on. He died for something, Jack says firmly. He died proving that there's good people everywhere. That honor ain't about flags, it's about conscience. Your daddy had that, and he passed it to you. Anna cries then, really cries. All the grief she's been holding since learning about his death. All the fear and confusion and anger. It pours out of her in great shaking sobs, and Jack Brennan holds her while she cries. This man whose son her country killed. This enemy who has become something else, something like family. When the tears finally stop, Anna's eyes are swollen and her throat is raw. But something has shifted. The weight is still there, but it's different now, not crushing, just heavy, manageable. My father's last words, Anna says hoarsely. Tell Anna to live free. I didn't understand before, but I do now. He wanted me to escape. Not just Germany, but the whole sick system. To find freedom. Real freedom. And you did, Jack says. You're here, in Texas, where freedom ain't just a word, it's the air you breathe. Over the next week, Anna throws herself into work with fierce determination. She's learning fast. How to cut cattle from the herd. How to rope a steer. How to read weather in the clouds and animal behavior. How to mend tack and shoe a horse and dig post holes in the hard Texas earth. Her hands are rough now, calloused like a working woman's hands. Her face is tan brown lines forming at the corners of her eyes from squinting into the sun. She's losing the soft edges of her old life, becoming something harder, something tougher. Jack notices. One evening after a long day moving cattle to new pasture, he rides up beside her. You're a natural at this, he says. Most folks take months to learn what you picked up in weeks. You got the gift. The gift? For understanding animals, for reading land, for doing hard work without complaining. That's rare. My David had it. Not many others do. The mention of David no longer feels like stepping on a landmine. It's become natural a way of keeping him present. Tell me about him, by him, Anna says, about David, if it doesn't hurt too much. Jack rides in silence for a long moment. Then he starts talking. David was born in a snowstorm. Sarah almost didn't make it. But he came out hollering mad as hell, ready to fight the world. He was like that his whole life. Fierce, stubborn, kind though, never mean. He'd cry when we had to brand calves, but he'd do it anyway because it was necessary. Jack's voice gets soft, distant. He loved horses more than people, I think. Used to sleep in the barn sometimes just to be near them. When he turned 16, I gave him that Stetson you saw, the black one. His face lit up like Christmas. He wore it every day until he left for basic training. Where is it now? Anna asked quietly. I keep it in my room. Can't bear to put it away. Can't bear to look at it too long either. They ride on. The sun is setting, painting the sky in violent shades of orange and purple. The kind of sunset that makes you believe in something larger than yourself. He wrote me a letter, Jack continues, 3 days before D-Day. Said he was scared but ready. Said he was proud to fight for freedom. And then he said something I'll never forget. He said, Dad, if something happens to me, don't let hate win. The Germans we're fighting, most of them are just boys like me, following orders. Promise me you'll remember that. Jack's voice breaks. He clears his throat hard. I promised him. And then they sent me the telegram. Killed in action, June 8th, 1944. I wanted to break that promise. Wanted to hate every German soul on earth. But I couldn't, because I gave my word to my boy. Anna's eyes are wet. That's why you took us in, the prisoners. That's why. To keep a promise. To honor my son by being the kind of man he believed I was. Thunder rumbles in the distance. Anna looks up. Clouds are building on the western horizon, dark and ominous. The air has that electric feel that means serious weather. Jack sees it too. Storm coming. Big one. We need to get the herd to shelter. Now. They ride hard back to the ranch. Jack's already shouting orders before they dismount. Get the cattle to the east pasture. Close to the barn. Secure the horses. Board up the windows. Move people. The sky turns an ugly green color. The wind picks up, gusting 40-50 miles per hour. The temperature drops 20 degrees in 10 minutes. This is tornado weather. Anna has never seen a tornado. In Germany, they don't happen. But she's heard the stories. Trains thrown like toys. Houses ripped from foundations. People vanished into the sky. She runs to help move the cattle. 200 head, all spooked by the changing pressure. They're skittish, ready to bolt. One wrong move and they'll stampede. Jack positions the workers. Anna on the left flank. Elsa on the right. Other hands scattered around the nervous herd. Sarah even comes out, first time she's worked cattle since David died. The first raindrops hit like bullets. Then the sky opens up. Rain so thick you can barely see 10 feet. Lightning cracks overhead, thunder following so close it shakes your bones. The cattle panic. They run. 200 animals each weighing 1,000 pounds running blind in a thunderstorm. Straight toward the barbed wire fence that marks the ravine. If they hit that fence at full speed, dozens will die. Torn apart by wire. Broken legs. Thousands of dollars lost. Maybe the ranch itself lost. Jack spurs his horse forward, shouting over the storm. Turn them! We gotta turn the herd! Anna kicks Liberty into a gallop. The horse responds instantly, powerful and sure despite the mud and rain and chaos. They race alongside the stampede, trying to get ahead of the lead animals. Anna has been riding for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And now she's supposed to stop a cattle stampede in a thunderstorm. It's insane. But Liberty knows what to do. The horse cuts left, angling toward the front of the herd. Anna trusts her, gives her head, lets the horse make the decisions. They reach the lead steer, a massive bull with wild eyes and fear driving him. Anna pulls her lariat, the rope Jack taught her to use. She's not great with it yet. She's missed more throws than she's made. But this one has to count. She swings the rope. Once. Twice. Releases. The loop sails through the rain and catches the bull around the horns. Liberty immediately plants her hooves and pivots, using her weight and momentum to pull the bull's head around. The bull turns, and because cattle follow the leader, the herd turns with him. away from the fence, toward safety, toward the barn pasture. Anna's arms feel like they might tear from her shoulders. The rope burns her palms even through her gloves. But she holds on. Liberty holds on. Together, they redirect 200 panicked cattle away from disaster. Jack appears beside her, taking the rope, adding his strength. I got him. Let go. Anna releases. Her hands are shaking so hard she can barely control them. Liberty is heaving exhausted. But they did it. They saved the herd. The cattle mill and the barn pasture still agitated but contained. The storm rages overhead. Hail starts falling, chunks of ice the size of walnuts hammering the ground like artillery. Into the barn, Jack yells. Everyone inside. They run, Anna, Jack, Sarah, Elsa, the other workers. They crowd into the big barn with the horses. The hail pounds the roof like drum fire. The wind screams. Something crashes outside, probably a shed roof torn loose. They stand there soaked and exhausted, adrenaline still singing in their veins. Jack looks at Anna. His face is unreadable. Then slowly he starts to laugh. Not cruel laughter, amazed laughter. You crazy German girl, he says, shaking his head. You just saved $10,000 worth of cattle with 2 weeks of riding experience. That's either the bravest or the stupidest thing I ever saw. Which do you think it was? Anna asks, still shaking. Both, Jack says. Definitely both. Sarah appears with blankets. She wraps one around Anna's shoulders and their eyes meet. Sarah is crying, but she's smiling too. Thank you, Sarah whispers, for saving our ranch, for saving Jack's dream, for saving everything. Then Sarah hugs her, pulls her close and holds her like a daughter, and Anna realizes something profound. This isn't just about cattle or money or ranches. This is about family, about people taking care of each other, about finding belonging in the least likely place. The storm passes after an hour. When they emerge, the ranch is battered but intact. One shed roof is gone. A few fence posts are down, but the cattle are safe. The horses are safe. The people are safe. That night, after everything is secured and dinner is eaten, and the exhausted workers stumble to their bunks, Jack stops Anna on the porch. Sit with me a minute, he says. They sit on the porch steps, looking out at the clearing sky. The stars are emerging, washed clean by the storm. The air smells of rain and earth and new beginnings. What you did today, Jack says quietly, that was cowboy work. Real cowboy work. Not the movie kind. The kind where you risk everything to save what matters. The kind where you trust your horse and your training and you don't think, you just act. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out something small. A silver badge, tarnished but still shining. It's shaped like a star. This was my daddy's, Texas Ranger badge. He gave it to me when I was 18. Said it meant I was a man. Said it meant I could be trusted with important things. He places it in Anna's hand. You earned it his today. You're a cowboy now, a real one. And I want you to know, my son would have been proud to ride with you. Anna looks at the badge, feels its weight, understands what it represents. Not just skill, but character, trust, family. Thank you, Tex, she says, using the nickname naturally for the first time. I won't let you down. You already proved that. They sit in comfortable silence. Inside the house, Anna can hear Sarah humming, actually humming, a sound that has been absent for months. You gave me my wife back. Jack says, so quiet Anna almost doesn't hear. When David died, Sarah died with him. She was just walking around a ghost. But you, somehow you reached her, gave her a reason to care again. We shared the same grief, Anna says. That creates a bond. It's more than that. You showed her that life goes on, that there's still good work to be done, still people worth caring about. Jack stands, his old knees creaking. You're a blessing, Anna Richter. I don't say that lightly, but it's true. He goes inside, leaving Anna alone with the stars and the silver badge and the profound realization that she has found something she never expected to find in America. Home. September arrives with cooler mornings and the smell of autumn in the air. Anna has been at the Lazy Bee Ranch for 2 months now. 2 months that feel like 2 years, or maybe 2 lifetimes. She's no longer the scared German prisoner who stepped off that bus in July. She's something else now, something harder and softer at the same time. Her body has changed. Muscles in her arms and shoulders that weren't there before. Calluses on her palms thick as leather. Her skin is brown from the sun lines forming at the corners of her eyes from squinting across endless prairie. When she looks in the mirror, she barely recognizes herself. But it's the inside changes that run deeper. The nightmares about Dresden are less frequent now. The dreams of her father's execution still come, but they're different. In them, he's not afraid. He stands tall, defiant, and his last words echo like a benediction. Live free, Anna. Live free. She's trying. God knows she's trying. One afternoon, Anna is working in the stable when Sarah appears. This in itself is no longer remarkable. Sarah works now, really works, instead of moving through life like a ghost. But today she's carrying something wrapped in cloth. Anna, Sarah says, I need to show you something. They sit on hay bales in the dusty golden light that slants through the barn doors. Sarah unwraps the cloth carefully, reverently. Inside is a photograph in a simple frame. The photo shows a young man, maybe 22, in an army uniform. He has Jack's strong jaw and Sarah's kind eyes. He's smiling genuinely, smiling not the forced grimace of official military photos. This is a man who loved life. David Brennan. This was taken the day before he shipped out. Sarah says, her voice steady but soft. He was so proud of that uniform, so ready to go fight. I wanted to lock him in his room and never let him leave. But you can't cage eagles. That's what Jack always said about David. He was an eagle. Nana looks at the photo, studies this young man she never met, but whose absence has shaped everything since she arrived. David, whose boots she wears, whose death nearly destroyed his parents, whose ghost hangs over this ranch like morning mist. He looks kind, Anna says finally. He was. Stubborn as a mule and ornery when riled, but kind at his core. He couldn't stand seeing things hurt. When he was 10, he found a coyote with a broken leg. Coyotes kill chickens, kill lambs. Most ranchers would shoot them on sight. But David nursed that coyote for 6 weeks until it could walk again. Then he let it go. Sarah touches the photo with one finger, gentle as a prayer. When they told me he was gone, I wanted to die too. I tried to in a way, just stopped living, stopped talking, stopped feeling anything except this hollow black void where my heart used to be. But then you came. She looks at Anna directly. You with your grief that matched mine. Your father executed for trying to stop evil. My son killed by evil he was trying to stop. We're the same, Anna. Two mothers who lost everything, except we didn't, did we? We found each other. Anna's throat is tight. Mrs. Brennan, Sarah, she interrupts gently. Call me Sarah. You've earned that right. Sarah, Anna tries the name. It feels strange and right at once. I'm still the enemy. My people killed your son. No, Sarah says firmly. Evil killed my son. War killed my son. A madman in Berlin killed my son. But you're just a girl who lost her father. A girl trying to survive. A girl who somehow gave me a reason to wake up in the morning. She takes Anna's hands. David would have liked you. He had a thing for underdogs, for people fighting against bad odds. That's what you are, Anna. And I think God sent you here to heal this family, to remind us that even enemies can become family when we see each other truly. Anna cries then, not the great racking sobs of early grief, but quiet tears of relief, of acceptance, of finding a place in the world when she thought she'd lost hers forever. Sarah holds her while she cries, and in that moment, something fundamental shifts. This isn't just employer and worker. This isn't captor and prisoner. This is mother and daughter, not by blood, but by choice, by shared sorrow transformed into shared strength. That Sunday, Father Patrick invites Anna to meet with him privately after the service. They sit in his small office walls lined with books, a crucifix on the wall, casting shadows in the afternoon light. Child, he says, I've been watching you these past weeks. I see something in you, a hunger, not for food, but for purpose, for meaning. Tell me, what are you searching for? Anna considers the question. What is she searching for? I don't know who I am anymore. Father, she says finally, I was Anna Richter, daughter of a German officer. Then I was Anna Richter, nurse in the Deutsches Rotes Kreuz. Then I was Anna Richter, prisoner of war. Now I'm What? A cowboy, an American, a traitor to my country. Are you a traitor? My father died trying to kill Hitler. I wear American boots and ride an American horse and sleep safe while my countrymen die in the ruins of German cities. If that's not betrayal, what is? Father Patrick leans back in his chair. His eyes are old and wise and infinitely patient. Let me tell you about betrayal, Anna. In 1918, I was in the Ardennes forest, killed a German soldier in hand-to-hand combat. He couldn't have been more than 19. I took his identification papers. His name was Klaus Muller. He had a photo of his mother in his pocket. The priest's voice goes distant. For 20 years, I carried that guilt. I betrayed my faith, I thought. I betrayed the commandment against killing. I betrayed Klaus Muller's mother, who would never see her son again. It ate at me like cancer. What changed? Anna asked. I realized I was asking the wrong question. The question isn't whether I betrayed someone. In war, everyone betrays someone. The question is, what am I doing with the life I have now? Am I honoring the dead by living well? Am I making their sacrifice mean something? He leans forward. Your father died so you could be free. He died fighting evil. The best way to honor him isn't to feel guilty for surviving. It's to live the life he died to give you, to be free, to be good, to choose conscience over convenience. Anna feels something loosen in her chest, a knot she didn't know was there slowly untying. But how do I know if I'm choosing right? You ask yourself one question, Father Patrick says. Would your father be proud? That's your compass, Anna. When you're lost, when you don't know which way to turn, ask, would Heinrich Richter be proud of this choice? And if the answer is yes, then you're on the right path. That evening, Jack calls Anna to his office. It's a small room off the main house cluttered with ledgers and cattle records in the accumulated paperwork of running a ranch. He sits behind his desk, looking older than usual, tired. Sit down, Anna. We need to talk about your future. Anna sits. Her heart is pounding. Is she being sent away? Did she do something wrong? Jack folds his hands on the desk. War can't last forever. Eventually it'll end. When it does, you'll have a choice. Go back to Germany, what's left of it, or stay here. I want you to know if you choose to stay, I'll sponsor you. Permanent residency, path to citizenship. You can work this ranch legal, earn proper wages. Build a life. Anna stares at him. Sir, I'm your enemy. No, Jack says flatly. You're my best ranch hand. You brought my wife back from the dead. You saved this ranch during that storm. You work harder than most men I've hired. That ain't enemy behavior. That's family behavior. Family. That word again. I can't ask you to decide now, Jack continues. War might go on another year, 2 years, who knows? But I want you thinking about it. You got options, Anna. You don't have to go back to ruins and starvation and chaos. You can stay here, in Texas, where you belong. Anna's mind is reeling. Stay in America, become American. The thought is terrifying and thrilling in equal measure. Can I think about it, she asks. Of course you can. Take all the time you need. Just know the offer's real, and it stands as long as I'm breathing. October comes with its crisp mornings and the first whisper of winter. Anna is working with Liberty in the far pasture when she sees Jack's truck approaching. He parks and walks toward her carrying something. It's a hat box, old battered but carefully preserved. Got something for you, Jack says. He opens the box. Inside is a Stetson, not a work hat. A real Stetson black felt perfectly shaped with a leather band stamped with silver conchos. It's beautiful. It's also clearly expensive, the kind of hat a man saves for special occasions. This was David's, Jack says, his voice rough. His graduation present when he turned 18. He wanted to be a rancher like his old man. Never got the chance. He lifts the hat out of the box, holds it with both hands like it's made of glass. I've been keeping this in my closet. Couldn't bear to look at it. Couldn't bear to put it away. But Sarah and me, we talked, and we think David would want someone to have it. Someone who loves this land like he did. Someone who works it honest and treats it right. He holds the hat out to Anna. We want you to have it. Anna can't breathe. This isn't just a hat. This is a piece of David. A piece of Jack and Sarah's grief and love and hope. This is a symbol of everything they've lost and everything they're trying to rebuild. I can't, Anna whispers. It's too much. It's exactly enough, Jack says. Put it on. With trembling hands, Anna takes the hat. It's lighter than she expected, the felt soft and supple. She places it on her head. It fits perfectly like it was made for her. Jack's face does something complicated. Pain and awe and grief and acceptance all at once. His eyes are wet. My boy would be proud, he says, voice breaking. He'd be proud to see his hat on someone who earned it, who lives by the cowboy code even if she never heard of it before, who chose to be good when she could have chosen hate. He steps forward and adjusts the brim the way a father might. You're a cowboy now, Anna Richter, a real one. And more than that, you're my Texas daughter. If you'll have me as your Texas father. Anna collapses into his arms, sobbing. All the grief, all the fear, all the love she's been holding pours out. And Jack holds her, this hard man softened by loss and reforged by grace, and he cries too. They stand there in the middle of a Texas pasture, two broken people holding each other up, while Liberty grazes nearby, and the autumn sun paints everything gold. Winter passes into spring. The war grinds on, but news from Europe suggests it's ending. Germany is collapsing. Berlin is surrounded. Hitler's thousand-year Reich is dying in fire and rubble. Then in late April 1945, word reaches the ranch. Hitler is dead. Suicide in his bunker. Germany is surrendering. The war in Europe is over. The women in the bunkhouse react in different ways. Some cry with relief, others with shame. A few with a complicated mixture of both. Anna feels numb. Germany is defeated. The nation that birthed her, that killed her father, that started this whole catastrophic war is broken. She should feel something. Grief, relief, vindication. But all she feels is tired. So very tired. Captain Morrison visits the ranch a week later. He gathers the 8 women who work there. Ladies, he says, the war's over. You'll be repatriated starting in June. Sent back to Germany. You can return to whatever's left of your homes. He pauses, looks uncomfortable. However, if any of you wish to apply for permanent residency in the United States, I'm authorized to process that paperwork. It's not guaranteed. But if you have a sponsor, if you've been model workers, there's a chance. 3 hands go up, Anna's, Elsa's, one other woman, a young clerk named Hilda. Most want to go home, even to ruins, even to starvation. Home is home, and the pull is stronger than reason. Morrison nods. I'll need to speak with your sponsors. Make sure they understand what they're committing to. After he leaves, the women who are going home look at Anna with something between confusion and betrayal. One of them, an older woman named Margaret, speaks in German. How can you stay with them after what they did to our country? Anna replies in German, her voice quiet but firm. What they did, Margaret, we started this war. We elected Hitler. We built the camps. We invaded our neighbors. Yes, the Allies bombed our cities. But we brought that on ourselves, and these people, these Americans, they could have treated us like animals. Instead, they treated us like human beings. That means something. Margaret shakes her head. You've forgotten who you are. No, Anna says. I've remembered. My father died fighting Hitler. He died trying to save Germany from itself. The best way I can honor him is to choose the values he died for. Freedom, conscience, human dignity. And I found those things here, in Texas, with Cowboys. That evening, a town meeting is held in Hereford. The question, should German POWs be allowed to stay after the war? The church is packed, ranchers and farmers and townspeople. Jack and Sarah take Anna with them, sitting in the front row. She wears David's Stetson, a statement of belonging. Sheriff Tom Garrett stands up first. Anna's heart sinks. Garrett has been cold to her since that first Sunday. Polite but distant, definitely not an ally. But when Garrett speaks, his voice is different, softer somehow, uncertain. I opposed these Germans from day one, he says. I hated them for killing my boy. My Jimmy died on Iwo Jima fighting their Japanese allies. And I wanted every last one of them to suffer like I was suffering. He looks directly at Anna. But I've been watching the Brennan Ranch. I seen these women work. Seen them save Jack's cattle in that storm. Seen them help Sarah Brennan come back from the edge. And I gotta say, they're better Americans than some folks I know who were born here. He pauses, his face working with emotion. Miss Richter, your daddy died trying to kill Hitler. You've worked harder than any man in this county. You brought the Brennans back from grief that would have destroyed most people. If you want to stay, if you want to become American, then by God, you're welcome in Texas. The room erupts in applause. Not everyone claps. Some sit stone-faced, but enough do, enough to matter. Anna stands, her heart pounding. She has to say something, anything. Thank you, Sheriff Garrett. Thank you all. But I have to tell you something. I can't stay. Not yet. The room goes silent. My mother is alive in Switzerland. She's alone. She's all I have left of my family. I have to go back to Europe. I have to find her. I have to bring her here if she'll come. Because that's what family does. That's what cowboys do. They keep their promises. They don't abandon people who depend on them. Jack stands beside her. Anna, if you go back, they might not let you return. It's risky. I know, Anna says, but it's right. My father taught me that doing right matters more than playing safe. So I'm going back. And when I find my mother, I'll bring her home. To Texas, to the Lazy Bee, to the family I've found here. She looks at Jack and Sarah. If you'll still have me. Sarah is crying, smiling through tears. Jack's face is proud and terrified at once. Then he does something that silences the entire room. He reaches up, takes off his own Stetson, the one he's worn for 30 years, the one that's shaped to his head and carries his sweat and his history, and he places it on Anna's head, over David's hat. Two hats, father and son. You're a Brennan now, Jack says, his voice carrying to every corner of the church. Not by blood, but by choice, by honor, by the cowboy code. You go find your mother, you bring her home, and we'll be here waiting. That's a promise, a cowboy's promise. Anna throws her arms around him, around Sarah. The three of them stand there holding each other while the town watches this miracle. Enemies becoming family, grief transforming into grace, hate being defeated by love, one stubborn choice at a time. The months that follow are a blur of paperwork and waiting. Anna's application for permanent residency is approved contingent on her return. She books passage on a military transport ship heading back across the Atlantic, back to Europe, back to find her mother. The day she leaves, the entire ranch comes to see her off. Elsa, who's staying at a neighboring ranch, the other workers, even Sheriff Garrett, who shakes her hand with genuine respect. But it's saying goodbye to Jack and Sarah that breaks her. They stand at the train station in Hereford, the same station where this story will end, but they don't know that yet. Sarah packs a bag with food for the journey, sandwiches and apples and cookies enough to feed an army. Jack presses money into Anna's hands. For your mother, for tickets, for whatever you need, it's your wages plus a little extra. Don't argue. Anna doesn't argue. She just hugs him. Thank you, she whispers, for everything, for seeing me when you could have only seen the enemy, for giving me a home when I had none, for being the father I lost. You come back, Jack says fiercely. You bring your mother and you come back. This is your home now, you hear me? This is your home. The train whistle blows. Anna has to go. She boards, finds a seat by the window. As the train starts to move, she looks out. Jack and Sarah are standing on the platform, holding hands, waving. The morning sun catches on Jack's silver hair, makes Sarah's tears shine like diamonds. Anna touches the two Stetsons on the seat beside her. David's and Jack's, the weight of two men's love and trust and hope. The train carries her east, toward the coast, toward a ship, toward Europe and uncertainty and the hard work of finding her mother in the chaos of defeated Germany. But she will find her, and she will bring her back. Because that's what cowboys do. December 1945. Snow falling on Hereford Station. Jack Brennan standing alone holding a worn Stetson, his hand shaking. The train arrives, steam and screaming metal and the cold bite of winter air. Then he sees her. Anna steps down wearing a U.S. Army nurse uniform. She's thinner, older somehow, but her eyes are fierce and bright. Behind her, helped down by a conductor, is an elderly woman, frail but standing tall, gray hair and Anna's same determined chin. Maria Richter, Anna's mother. Anna sees Jack. Her face transforms, joy like sunrise breaking through storm clouds. She runs, crashes into him like coming home. Jack wraps his arms around her and weeps, great shaking sobs of relief and joy. His Texas daughter has come home. Sarah appears from the truck running despite her bad knee. She embraces Anna, then turns to Maria. Welcome, Sarah says in careful German. She's been practicing for months. Willkommen, you are home. Maria looks around, at the snow, at the train station, at this weathered cowboy and his kind wife, at her daughter alive and whole and happy. This is Texas, she asks in accented English. This is Texas, Anna confirms. This is home. 6 months later, June 1946, Amarillo Courthouse. Anna raises her right hand. Jack stands beside her on one side, Sarah on the other. Maria in the front row, crying happy tears. Elsa and Sheriff Garrett and Father Patrick and half the town packed into the courtroom. The judge, an old man who lost 2 sons in the war, reads the oath. Anna repeats it, her voice steady and clear. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate state, or sovereignty of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen. When she finishes, the judge places an American flag in her hands. Miss Anna Richter, welcome to the United States of America. You are home. Jack places David's Stetson on her head one final time, not as a loan, as an inheritance. Welcome home, daughter. The years that follow are good ones. Anna marries a schoolteacher named Robert Mills in 1948. They have 3 children. She continues to work the Lazy Bee Ranch, teaching horsemanship to anyone who wants to learn, teaching the cowboy code to a new generation. Maria lives with them until she dies peacefully in 1959, surrounded by grandchildren who speak English with Texas accents. Jack and Sarah live into their 80s, watching Anna build the life David never got to have. When Jack dies in 1972, Anna is holding his hand. His last words are, "Tell David I kept my promise." Anna Brennan, as she's known, now lives on the Lazy Bee Ranch until she dies in 2006 at age 86. Her funeral is the largest Hereford has ever seen. Veterans come from 3 states. Former students, now grandparents, themselves speak of her kindness and her strength. They bury her in her cowboy boots, David's worn work boots that she wore until they fell apart. They bury her in that black Stetson, faded now but treasured. On her gravestone, words she chose herself: Anna Richter Brennan, daughter of 2 fathers, citizen of 1 freedom, cowboy forever. In 1985, a young reporter interviews Jack Brennan for a story about POWs in Texas. The old cowboy, then 87, sits on his porch looking out over land he's worked for 70 years. The reporter asks, "Why did you help that German girl?" Jack is quiet for a long time. Then he says, "People ask me that. Truth is, she helped me more than I helped her. When David died, I lost faith in everything. In Guayanada, in America. In the future, Anna reminded me what this country really means." He looks directly at the camera. "It ain't about who you were born. It's about what you choose to become. That's the cowboy way. That's the American way. My son died defending that idea. Anna lived it. She proved that even enemies can become family when we see each other truly, when we choose conscience over hate, when we keep our promises." The interview ends there, but the tape preserved in the Texas Historical Society captures one more moment. After the camera stops rolling, Jack looks out at the sunset and says quietly to no one in particular, "I kept my promise, David. She came home, and she made us whole again." That's the story of Anna Richter and Jack Brennan, enemy and cowboy, prisoner and rancher, daughter and father, 2 broken people who found each other in the vast Texas prairie and proved that the greatest American value isn't military might or economic power. It's the simple, stubborn choice to see the human being behind the uniform, to offer dignity when you could offer hate, to keep your promises even when it costs you everything. That's the cowboy code. That's the American promise. And in a world that seems to be forgetting those lessons, maybe it's time we remembered them again. If this story touched you, share it. Tell someone. Because these values, these choices, they matter. They mattered in 1944. They matter now. They'll matter as long as people have the courage to choose conscience over convenience, to choose love over hate, to choose family over fear. That's Anna's legacy. That's Jack's promise kept. And it's ours to carry forward.